Hello, all of you beautiful people that are subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed, then you'll never be beautiful. Hello, beautiful people that are subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed, then you're just not beautiful. And the only way to get beautiful is if you subscribe. Please subscribe. Jokes aside, subscribing actually means a lot. And to those who are actually subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So why not just go ahead and subscribe? Boost my ego a bit. I kind of need it. Please. Today, we are talking about Creed 3. This is an unscripted review, just a little quick one. I kind of just want to talk about how I'm feeling about the movie. Surprise to no one, I really like it. Honestly, even just thinking about this movie, it gets me pumped up, Can you even see my muscles? This movie is so badass, it makes me want to go out and actually fight somebody. I want to box. I want to put my life on the line because of this movie. Check this shit out. Sorry, I just need to get out some energy. If you want to see more of me doing some more boxing, stick around to the end of the video and I'll show you a little clip of me fighting some dude. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Alrighty, let's actually talk about the movie now. What a smashing success for Michael B. Jordan. His directorial debut, Creed 3. What did it make? I think it made him around $100 million worldwide opening weekend. I'm pretty sure it's one of the biggest, or the biggest opening weekend for a sports film ever. Just to let you know, I am getting into spoiler territory. Not just territory, I'm going to be spoiling the entire movie. Not the entire movie. I'm going to be talking about what I want to talk about. So if you haven't seen the movie, here's my spoiler-free review. It's good. Go watch it. Into spoilers, let's go. Come on, everybody. Let's address the elephant in the room here quick before we get into the story of this movie. No Rocky in this movie. I know there's some issues with one of the producers that's on the film. Sylvester Stallone does not like him. I think he gypped him when he was younger and the first Rocky movies were coming out. I don't know the story too well, so don't quote me on that. But it's kind of weird. They don't really talk about Rocky. They kind of act like he didn't exist. It's just kind of strange because he's such an integral part of the last two films. So it's weird not to see him here and just he's not even mentioned really. But he said he'd be interested in coming back for a fourth Creed if they ever do that, as long as the other guy's not involved, which would be cool. Fuck the other guy, I want Sylvester Stallone. But other than that, there's not much wrong with this movie. The story is solid. Not just solid, it's actually really fucking good. I wouldn't say it's on that perfection tier, but it's getting there. I don't know how to describe how good this movie is. If we did our Charlie Moist meter up here, it would be, I'd say it around in an 85 per. Oh, it's tough because it's not perfect, but it's really good. 87%, that's what we'll give this movie. But yeah, I'd set this around 87%. It is a really good movie. The story, the way they do the whole backstory stuff and introduce all these new things, it's seamless. It seems like it was always supposed to be there. All of Creed's backstory with Damien, it just fits perfectly into the story and all the stuff. I don't think it breaks anything. I only saw the movie once in theaters, and it was a few weeks ago, so I could be forgetting some things, but it seems pretty seamless. The movie never drags on for long. It's always some scenes are long, but it doesn't feel like a drag. Nothing in this movie really felt like a drag for me. The movie is smooth. It is a smooth feeling film. I never was sitting there and actually getting bored at scenes. Even the dialogue, it was all great. And the way they introduce Damien and Adonis's relationship is so good, because we see all the stuff in the past and the people they were, the dynamic they had between them. When he gets out and they have that lunch scene, I love that lunch scene where they're sitting at the two tables together, because the two tables, what? Jonathan Majors portrays this Damien character absolutely perfectly, because during their conversation, he's nice. He's acting all nice. They're having a polite conversation and stuff, but something about it just feels wrong and off. And you can almost see the spite in the way he talks in his eyes. He radiates dangerous vibes, bad vibes, bad vibes.
Come by the gym. Thank you.
And everything just feels awkward, because it would in real life. It felt realistic. It was just kind of awkward. Creed is trying to help this guy out. He feels horrible, and he feels like he fucked up, and it's bringing back all of his past, so he's being all weird. Damien's on the other side. Creed doesn't know this, but he's so angry. The anger inside this man is unrivaled. And they really show that in the way he fights in this movie. The boxing in this movie, oh, mwah. Also, again, beautiful. I really loved the actual fights in this movie. Because, again, I haven't seen the other Rocky movies in a while either, or Creed. But I feel like in this movie, they really put a lot of attention into Damien's fighting style. It's not just traditional, hands up, blah, 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 blah. He fights like an animal, like a savage. He's been in prison for most of his life. He was on the streets before. Like, he is dangerous, but still tactical at the same time. Like, he's not stupid in the way he fights. He's throwing power shots the entire time, but he sticks with, like, the Philly shell sometimes. You can see him like this in a defensive position, and his guard's up like this. They really personalize the way he fights. And, oh, when he spits that tooth out, I remember looking over at my friend in the theater, and I was like, this man, he's a behemoth, he's a weapon. I also really like the fact that they brought back Drago even for a bit, because naturally with Creed's progression as he gets older, he became like a manager for boxers, and he's managing the current heavyweight champion, and obviously at this point he's friends with Drago. I like that progression, and it's little details and stuff like that I love to see. But really, the main thing I wanted to talk about, the thing that it really excites me, but obviously I love boxing, so I love this movie no matter what, but the thing that really excited me before the movie came out is when Michael B. Jordan, who, yes, directed this film, started talking about his inspirations for the film. And so he implemented what I call anime style. And he made it cool. He didn't make it lame. Like, I've seen so many attempts, and it just doesn't work, you know? But I saw him talking about it on some press, and he was just saying he doesn't want to make it cheesy. He doesn't want to make it seem like it's pandering or anything like that. Like, he didn't go too much with it. He used it perfectly. He took specific things from anime, the best stuff, like stuff from the combat, stuff from the story, and he used it in his film. You can see the inspirations in the combat very easily, because some of the punches are ripped straight from Dragon Ball Z, and it is beautiful, so good, so good. But the ones in the story are a little more subtle. It doesn't always necessarily have to be from anime, like he may not have gotten this, but I think he did. The way he uses parallels in his story, or the way he visually shows the story, which is a thing that I think a lot of movies don't do anymore. It's just the movie and the actual visuals themselves aren't telling a story. Obviously you have dialogue and everything, but the visuals, the way you place the characters has to be telling something. And the way he did it, a lot of the visuals mean something. And that's a strength that he has that I feel like a lot of people aren't using nowadays. They're just making the movie. This was art. This movie was very good. What I meant by parallels is the parallel between Creed and Damien. They started off on the same path. They were very similar, but one change in their past changed both of their trajectories forever. And now Creed is living the life that was meant for Damien. To be the professional boxer, the big man, the rich man, while Damien rotted in a cell. They're very similar people, but one little thing happened, or I guess one big thing happened. It ruined the relationship between them in the future. And that's not the only parallel we actually see. There's one that's a little more subtle, but I really, really liked, and I thought it brought a lot of usefulness to this character. The character of Bianca, Adonis's wife. The conversation she had with Dame early on and midway through the film, they had a reoccurring conversation about her music career. It played an exact parallel to Damien's life. She was going up. She was going with her music career. But then she couldn't sing anymore. She had to stop. She had her life ripped away from her. And she had to watch someone else up on stage sing her song because she couldn't do it. Who the fuck is talking? Little toddlers outside trying to ruin my recording. Assholes! They can't hear me. We're good. We're good. It's her life is almost a mirror image of Dame. He was rising up. He was knocking people out left and right. He was extremely good, but he had everything ripped away from him just to watch someone else take over from where he was and live his exact life. And the conversations they have really add a lot of depth to the film. He's asking her if it bothers her, and she's saying no for the entire movie. But when we find out later, it does. Obviously, it does. It bothers her. And so that's when we get to see the mirror image of Dame, when he starts to freak out, show his true colors, sort of his true colors, and he starts to become angry, and he starts taking back what he wants. It's foreshadowing for what's going to happen. Beautifully done. But let's go back to the combat for a second, because I want to talk about the anime inspirations with the fighting. The slow-mo shots, the focusing with the eyes. Oh, so good. It really creates impact, and like, that is painful. It's very dramatic. It's a very good visual way of making this fight more interesting than just having the classic Rocky music in the background. Doosh, doosh, doosh. And they're punching each other with these massive shots and stuff, just super fast. But no, they took the time, they slowed it down, zoom, and like the sweat coming off of his back. Beautiful, beautiful. Great shots, great shots. The end fight scene where Creed matches up with Damien and they fight, blah, blah, blah. The visual storytelling there, it's never been done before in a Rocky movie or a Creed movie. It was very artistic, which I love to see. Again, like I was saying before, we don't see this very often when you go kind of crazy with it. Like, we're making movies here, people. Go crazy with it. Why not? Why not? You can do whatever you want as long as it actually works and it means something. And it did. There was the bars, like the prison, and the way they focus in on each other. They can't hear anything going on. It's a visual way of showing you how actual boxers are fighting. Because when you're locked in there with another man and you're fighting, like, they're putting their lives on the line here. That's what they care. That's the most important thing to them in that moment. They don't see what's going on. They're not hearing anything. Maybe their coach yelling something. They're like, yeah, I hear that. But no, they're locked in. It was amazing. I loved that. And then just the best punch, the Goku Vegeta punch. That was so sick. I was like jumping out of my seat almost. I was just like, oh, this movie was really good. It was really good. And the ending, I liked it a lot as well. The way Creed, spoilers again, Creed wins. He beats him. And they're in the locker room after Damien shows his true colors. He's not a bad person. And he kind of apologizes for the things he said because he was so angry. The anger was built up in him. He let it control himself. And it was just two dude bros boxing it out, and two rivals. They had to fight each other to realize, well, sometimes you just need two dude bros to fight it out before they can realize one of them is being stupid or both of them are being stupid. And they come together and they be friends. I'm not sure exactly if they're going to be friends after this, but it was a very nice conclusion. It was very sweet, the way you see the real person Damien is. Not the anger, not the cover he put on. He just wanted his life back, and he thought this is the way he wanted to do it. And it's kind of realistic in a way, because a lot of boxers, the anger before the fight, it builds up rapidly, even not knowing each other. Like, the personal beef becomes real. But after you're done fighting each other, you have such a respect for one another. So yeah, this was a quick video. Actually, I don't know how long this is going to end up being. I kind of just rambled on for a bit. It's just random points. But I just wanted to talk about why this movie was so good. I will definitely do at some point when the movie actually comes out and I can rewatch it and really do a deep dive. I'll do one of my video essays on it, like really deconstructing it and doing like all cool like editing and shit. But not today. I just wanted to make a quick one talking about how good this movie was. Alright, so if you're here to watch me get gassed out and beat up, I shall show you. Just to let you know, these clips are from a little documentary I made in school about boxing, actually. And if you want to see more if you want to see the full documentary, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll post it if I'm allowed to. I'm not sure if I am. But yeah, enjoy. So, I think for our final question, I believe you already answered this, but do you need to be a special kind of person to enter the sport of boxing?
Yes, there has to be a certain level of willingness to push yourself. And yeah, it's a lonely sport. It can be a very lonely sport where, well, there's an old cliche that says you don't play boxing. It's the kind of sport where you can't have just one toe dipped in the water. It's either you're all in or you're not.
No one is wrong or right. Get ready for ignition. Accelerate your vision. The future is alive. Accelerate your vision. The future has arrived. A path between no borders. We are crossing all the lines. Our kingdom won't be taken. We'll survive.
And you have to have that internal drive to make yourself better. Because I can't be with you 24 hours a day, because that comes from you. So it's one of those, another cliche. There's a lot of cliches that come from boxing. It's basically you get out of it what you put in.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe, please.